Hello everyone, I hope you're all doing well. I thought I would just do a little sit down chatty video because I haven't done one in ages, and you know, as you all know, a lot has changed in the last few weeks, so I thought I'd just have a little chat about what's going on, how I'm finding things and that sort of thing. More just for a vent for myself, I think, but obviously it might be helpful to some of you guys as well. So yeah, I thought we'd just sit and have a little chat today, if that's alright. I guess the biggest change at the minute has been with uni, so I think it was about two and a half, maybe 3. I can't keep track of the days anymore, but we're going to say about 2 to 3 weeks ago, obviously uni got shut down and everything got moved online. That obviously was very strange, because even though I knew it was coming and I did want it to happen, because this was before all the official advice had come out, but obviously I didn't think it was safe to have loads of people together on campus, so I was glad that they did that. But at the same time, even when you're expecting something, it's quite a big shock when it does actually happen, because obviously you've gone from seeing 30 different people that you get on with every day to being in your house by yourself, so it is a very strange thing. And yeah, there were definitely some teething problems with the whole online lectures and submitting work and stuff like that, and it's been, yeah, very, let's say, interesting trying to do it from home, because for those of you maybe who don't know, I do creative advertising, which, as you can guess from the name, is a creative course. Therefore a lot of our work is practical and it's physical things that you make and show and that sort of thing, so it is very difficult to try and do that all from home when you don't have your workshops and studio stuff, if that makes sense. And also the majority of our work we either do as pairs or groups. It's very rare that we do individual projects, so again, trying to do group projects when none of you are together and trying to get all the work to go together, it's very difficult obviously and really weird. And I think a lot of people also, similarly to me, have struggled a lot with trying to stay motivated as well, because I am very a routine oriented person. It helps my anxiety if I have a routine. It just makes me feel a lot more in control. So I know that I'm going to uni, I'm going to do my uni work, then I can come home, either do more work or just relax, that sort of thing. And I think when you're just in your house, it's very difficult to have that same level of routine, because obviously you don't have the whole I need to get up and get dressed and leave the house by this time to be on time sort of thing. And I've definitely had a fair few days where I haven't got properly ready, so I haven't put proper clothes on, or I don't know, just the usual routine. I haven't done it and I've just stayed in my pyjamas. But I think in the long term that has made me feel worse. And this is the first day, I think, yeah, literally since we finished uni, that I've actually put on makeup, because I just didn't see a point of doing it, because obviously I'm not going out, so what was the point? But I think it's just that case of familiarity and routine. It makes me feel better. Today, because I've actually got ready normally, that sort of thing, I feel a lot more, I want to say content, and hope that you guys sort of know what I mean, but I feel more kind of settled in a routine, because I've done the normal thing. I got up, I had a shower, I got dressed, I did my makeup, do you know what I mean? I had a part of my normal routine, and it just made me feel a bit more normal, I guess. So if any of you are in the same boat and struggling, I would just say try. I'm saying try because I don't do it all the time, but try and get ready as normal, because I've noticed it's helped me, yeah, just cope a little bit better. It feels a bit more normal if you're in normal clothes. And yes, I am one of them horrible people at the minute who, if they get dressed, wear jeans in the house, but if I was leaving the house I'd wear jeans, so I'm just wearing jeans and I have comfy jeans, so I think it's fine. But you don't have to wear jeans, because I know it's very 50-50 about if you should wear jeans in the house, but just that sort of thing, having a sense of normality, I think is really important at the minute. And obviously, as a lot of you know, because I am very open about it on this channel, you know that I struggle with anxiety. I did also struggle with depression, however I would say it is more the anxiety now as opposed to depression at the minute. And obviously that's been very difficult to try and manage, because as I say, we've gone from having a very not set, but a very normal routine where I know what's going on every day, to just everything kind of going tits up, because that's all I can think of how to describe it. Everything's just gone tits up and we don't really know what's going on, and it can be quite overwhelming, I think, for everyone, but especially if you do have a mental disorder or something like that, it's especially challenging. But I think a big thing that helped me, that I didn't do for the first week or so, is not watch the news constantly, because obviously when it all first happened and we didn't know if we were going to be in lockdown, I was just constantly watching the news. Like, I either had it on in the background like most of the day, or I'd put it on like straight when I woke up, lunchtime, and then like 6 o'clock and 10 o'clock. Do you know what I mean? Like, I would tune into every single one because I wanted to be right up to date for every single thing that was happening. But I think that can be very overwhelming, and when these things are out of your control, it's not necessarily beneficial to have all that information. So for me, if I do watch the news, I only watch it once, and I usually just watch it at like 6 o'clock because I'm usually sat on my sofa at that point anyway, so I will put it on. And I don't even watch the full thing at this point. I usually just watch it to get the headlines, so I sort of know what's going on, and then I just leave it, and yeah, I take a step back because, as I say, I don't think it is necessarily helpful to constantly watch the news, because personally it made me feel a lot more anxious, and it wasn't beneficial to me to constantly be watching it. And it is very difficult to not, because you feel like you need to constantly know what's going on. But as I say, we're all in our houses, we're not going out. These things obviously are really bad and it is scary, but at the minute, like, knowing about something that's happened out in the world isn't going to directly affect you at the minute, if that makes sense. So don't kind of become overwhelmed with the world news, because I don't know how to describe it, but I hope you know what I mean. Like, sort of focus on your little world where, like, in your house, and like, yeah, I don't know how else to say it, but basically try not to watch so much news, and like delete the news app from your phone, because constant notifications and stuff just aren't helpful. And yeah, that's my big tip, I guess, from this whole thing. Obviously, most people when uni shut ended up going home, but if you are either by yourself or not with your family, or I don't know, like if you're with your family but not with your boyfriend or stuff like that, I think it's really important, again, for communication, just like ring your family or someone every day, because even if you're living with other people, or yeah, like even if you have other people in your house, I think it's very helpful to speak to other people as well, because it just, you get a bit bored speaking to the same people every day. So do try and yeah, speak to other people, whether that's FaceTiming your friends, ringing your boyfriend, your mum, like however it works for you. I think ringing other people is really helpful, because obviously even though most of us don't have any gossip to share because we're not doing anything, it is nice to just get in contact with someone that you love and to hear from them as well. So yeah, try and ring your loved ones or FaceTime them or something like that, because again, I found that really helpful. I'm aware this is sort of accidentally turned into an advice video, but I hope that's okay. I think, yeah, we're all in a sort of position where we don't really know what we're doing, so hopefully if anything I've said has been helpful, we're just going to carry on and sort of give advice. But obviously please take it with a pinch of salt. These are just things that are working for me, but it doesn't mean that like I'm thriving, I'm doing well, because I do still have really difficult days, and I think everyone will at the minute. So yeah, just take that into account, but I'm still going to share some advice anyway in case it does help you. My next tip is to stay busy, and this doesn't necessarily mean uni work or if you're working from home doing more than usual, but just sort of make time for things that you enjoy but haven't had the time to do before. And I say we haven't had the time, but I think obviously it's just a case of priorities and things like that, but hopefully not. I mean, just make time for like the things that you enjoy and that you don't necessarily get to put that much time into usually, because in a sense we're in a very privileged position that we have so much spare time now that we can do whatever we want really within our home. So if you enjoy painting, you can paint more. If you like writing, obviously you can write more, like that sort of thing. We do have a lot of time to do that. So I have been trying to do like more painting because it helps with my anxiety massively, and it's something I enjoy doing but never make the time to do. So I've been trying to like actively make myself do it in a way. And also, just if you do struggle with the anxious side of things, writing things down I find really helpful. So I have like a journal, I guess you could say. It's not something that I use every day, but if I do feel quite overwhelmed with everything that's going on, I find writing it down is helpful. Not necessarily to like read and look back on, but because you can get all of the thoughts out of your brain onto paper, and it's just like one less weight off your shoulders, if that makes sense. So that's something to consider as well. Or yeah, I think just try and like have some kind of outlet, because I appreciate not everyone is a really creative person who wants to like make videos, make Instagrams, paint, draw, whatever. Like I appreciate not everyone is like that, but my camera died and cut me off. But what I was basically saying is try and make time to just do things that you enjoy, even if it's not necessarily a creative thing. Play your favourite video game, I don't know, play some football in the garden. Oh yeah, I also not have started gardening, but I've planted a few sunflower and tomato seeds, and this is going to sound really weird, but I find that quite helpful to me as well, because I think watching something that you've planted grow is quite like a therapeutic thing. Maybe that's just me, but if you like a bit of gardening or have like some window space, maybe just plant a few plants and watch them grow, because I think it's quite nice. But yeah, probably gonna end it here because I don't want to ramble all day and bore you all, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video, or I don't know, got something out of it. I basically just wanted to put it out there to say, obviously we're all going through this together. It is difficult, but you're not alone in whatever you're feeling, and if you don't want to be really productive like you see loads of people doing, and for you the best thing is just to lie on your sofa all day and watch telly, that is perfectly valid, because you know, this is something that we've never been through before. I think especially for us sort of younger people, we've not experienced anything like this before, so however you want to deal with it is like perfectly fine, because we're all just trying to get by at the end of the day. I think, yeah, that's the main takeaway. Just let people do what they want to do. Yeah. A bit of a weird ending, but that's my quote of the day. Just let people do what they want to do, as long as they're not going out and being irresponsible, but whatever. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully I will try and do some more content over the next few days and weeks, because obviously we're all stuck inside, but I'm sure you all appreciate it is quite difficult sometimes to feel productive enough to do it. But anyways, we will see what happens, and I will see you guys very soon with another video.